And we're starting. Hopefully we are live. Let me know if we are. Fuck. Didn't want to go live before. We made it in time, though. Gameplay footage captured on various platforms at various stages of development, subject to change. What? Oh, the blinders are rising. Hello. Hey, it's Final Fantasy. You haven't missed anything. Alright, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Wow, she's smoking that sewer pipe. I didn't play much of anything of Final Fantasy VII nor complete it, so obviously I'm just going to riff on dumb jokes here because I'm not one of the target audience for this game. I didn't really care much for just straight up RPGs. Turn-based RPGs. Like Final Fantasy VII, the original. I know this is supposed to be an action version. Yeah. That literally showed us nothing.
Producer, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
She sounds like a valley girl. The way she's presenting everything.
Daihén 嬉しく思います。22年間の時を経て、あのキャラクターたちが非常に美しく、さらに魅力的になって帰ってきました。
I am very happy to be able to introduce this long-beloved title once again. After 22 years, the familiar characters we love have returned while becoming more beautiful and captivating than ever before.
今まで応援し続けてくださっているファンの皆さん、長年のサポートありがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。
Thank you for your support, and your love, and your dedication, blah, blah, blah.
非常に楽しみにしております。
To our longtime fans, we thank you for your support and patience over these years, and we
Yeah,
look
kick 'em
forward
out.
to embarking on this journey together.
FF7 をリメイクするにあたって、ファイナルファンタジー7の世界観やキャラクターたちをより深く
Character.
ます。ファイナルファンタジー7リメイクプロジェクトの最初の
Final Fantasy VII Remake Project.
ミッドガルのストーリーを広大にかつ緻密に語っております。またゲームデザインも今作用に最適化しておりまして、ブルーレイ2枚組相当のボリュームを見込んでおります。一本の独立したゲームとして十分期待に応える作品になっています。
Remaking Final Fantasy VII has allowed us to dive much deeper into the world and its characters than ever before. The game design was optimized for this title as well, and we anticipate 2 Blu-ray discs worth of gameplay content. The first game in this project expands on the story of Midgar.
That's a lot of shit.
An elaborate retelling that it has become a solid standalone game in its own right.
これからご紹介する映像およびゲームプレイで、ファンの方の、期待を決して裏切らない皆さんのね、よく知っているFF7 に再会できることとなります。
Through the content we are about to unveil today, and through all that we have yet to unveil, we will not disappoint your expectations. Your reunion with the Final Fantasy VII you know is near.
それと同時にですね、当時を知らないゲームファンの方は、全く新しいね、ファイナルファンタジーと出会うことになります。
To newcomers who never played the original, we present to you a completely new Final Fantasy and a perfect starting point to explore the world of Final Fantasy VII.
Please
Okay.
welcome Neil Pabone,
Sell me on it.
Manager, Product Marketing, Square Enix.
はい、本日はですね、ニールにゲームプレイを紹介してもらいます。
So, Neil is here to introduce you and walk you through gameplay.
Thank you, Katase-san. All right, everyone, let's mosey.
Now he swapped over to
Final
Dude Bro
Fantasy
Dude.
VII Remake features a hybrid gameplay system that merges real-time action with strategic command-based combat. For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword. Cloud attacks, dodges, and blocks all in real time. His standard attacks do some damage, but they barely scratch the surface of Cloud's true potential.
All right, I'm interested
Succeeding on the
now.
battlefield requires much more than just hacking and slashing. Cloud needs to be tactical. He needs ATB. 2 ATB bars are displayed in the lower right. These fill up slowly over time, but fill much faster as Cloud lands standard attacks. Once an ATB bar is full, you can enter tactical mode, where time slows to a crawl and you have the opportunity to choose actions from the command menu. Katase-san, I've had the pleasure of seeing quite a bit of the game, but tactical mode never gets old for me. I could just sit here all day long and watch this beautiful slow motion action.
観客の皆さんはね、おそらくね、他の部分ももう少し見たいのではないかと思いますが、皆さんいかがでしょう。
I think the audience would like to see more. Isn't that right, everyone?
Fair enough. Good point, good point.
Yeah.
Well, once in tactical mode, you can choose to perform various abilities, such as Cloud's Braver attack. Using an item in battle will deplete an ATB charge, and if Cloud has the right materia equipped and enough MP, he can use ATB charges to cast spells. Of course, this being a remake, we're sure to see some familiar faces. With the use of his iconic gun arm, Barrett is able to target enemies at a distance. Barrett's standard attacks generate ATB charges similar to Cloud, but his abilities are entirely different. Switching between characters in combat is done with a single button press, which makes rotating through party members a snap. Speaking of other party members, Katase-san, when are we going to see Tifa in action?
Maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
All right. Characters will continue to fight even when you're not controlling them directly, but it's up to you to choose how and when ATB charges are used. You can maximize your effectiveness by switching between characters or issuing commands to characters with full ATB bars. Every enemy has a focus gauge that fills up as you do damage. When the gauge is full, the enemy becomes staggered and you'll deal bonus damage. Tactical mode evokes the command selections from the original Final Fantasy VII and allows players to enjoy battle while taking the time to think strategically. For players who prefer fast-paced action, abilities and spells can be bound to shortcuts for immediate execution.
Oh, cool.
Shortcuts make combat extremely dynamic, but the choice of using them is entirely up to you. Right, Katase-san?
そうですね、プレイスタイルに合わせて楽しめるゲームになっておりますので、ぜひご期待ください。
That's right. The game has been made so that you can choose how to play. I hope players get excited about this.
You can kill the dog in Final Fantasy VII.
A brief introduction to combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we look forward to showing you a whole lot more in the coming months. For now, let's see how Cloud and Barrett do against a more formidable foe.
Shut up!
You double-crossing! Heads up. What in the hell?
Yeah, it looks like nice full voice acting.
Hey, how the hell do we fight this thing?
It's got reinforced armor.
Is that Mr. T?
Turtles can be overloaded. Lightning magic.
No other option. Shit. Should I be worried?
I mean, they effectively did for the longest time when it was press only. But, like,
It's on you.
Guess it's my turn.
this isn't much better. Because people have shit opinions if they're going to E3 from the looks of it.
I ain't gonna get away. Oh yeah! Time for some hardcore payback.
Yeah, motherfucker! Boss battle.
A barrier? Never seen brilliant, genius.
It's my time to shine. Bring it on. About damn time. Ain't that something you want to say to yours?
Oh, we're shooting it.
Focus on that core.
Oh, now he remembers. Don't keep me waiting in suspense next time.
Interesting.
Take him down.
This looks real pretty and solid. Now, my biggest question is, are they going to include the part from Final Fantasy VII where Cloud cross-dresses? Because if they don't do that, it's the worst remake ever. 0 out of 10. And the entire rest of the internet who actually knows Final Fantasy VII agrees with me.
You don't want to be hit by that laser.
What do we do?
Don't get hit. Take cover behind that debris.
Suck on this.
Strike now before it fires again.
Come get some. Hey, it's doing that thing again.
Find cover and hunker down.
Again and again and again. Now, get in there and get
Okay, it's going sort of berserk, I'd say.
An auto repair unit. Damn it. We gotta take it out quick or we're screwed.
the fire coming, the fire coming. This one right here is for the plant. We gonna let this thing keep pushing us around? I don't think so. And down goes another. Oh, you in for it now.
Taking over.
You can hear people in the audience just fangirl screaming.
Going in. You're as good as dead.
That fucking gasoline? Like, what the shit is that green ass water?
Hear that? Damn thing showed you how it's done.
Come on, we've got to move.
Alright, yeah, that looks really actually now interesting to me. Sephiroth.
Please welcome Tetsuya Nomura, director, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, hey Tetsuya.
Thank you for joining us, Nomura-san. It is an absolute honor to have you here. Katase-san, how do you feel working with Nomura-san once again on Final Fantasy VII Remake?
はい、彼とはですね、原作の FF7 以降、何作もね、一緒にね、その後も仕事はしてるんですけども、今作のようにね、再びね、ディレクション、キャラクターディレクシ
She
ョン、
looks so disinterested.
がっつり組むのはまた久しぶりなのでね、22年前と全く変わらない熱量でね、今作でも取り組んでいる姿を見てね、私も正直ね、喜んでいます。
Since the original Final Fantasy VII, I've worked with him on many titles, but it has been a while since we've actually had him work so heavily on a project like this, from the direction to character design to the story. And I'm really happy to see him working on this title with the same passion that he had 22 years ago.
はい、
野村さん、コメントどうぞ。
はい、今まで結構長い間お待たせしましたが、ずっと応援してくださっているファンの皆様、 本当にありがとうございました。そ
Yeah.
してですね、皆さん今日初めて、プレイ画面を結構長めに見たと思いますが、おそらく想像してたものとは少し違ったんじゃないかなと、思っております。
So first and foremost, we wanted to extend our gratitude to those who have been waiting so patiently and have been supporting us for
Scream.
such a long time until now. And also, we've taken a look at gameplay right now, and we've fairly showed you a good bit.
でですね、まあそういうわけなので、皆さんぜひ触れて、
Bitch is on her phone. Get off your phone.
実際に、触ってみたいですかね。
And I was wondering, do you guys want to actually play the game?
ということでですね、明日から開催されます E3 のですね、スクエアエニックスブースの方で、セブンリメイク、プレイアブル出展していますので、ぜひ機会のある方は、触れてみてください。
So we actually have playable demo kiosks available at the Square Enix E3 booth. So I hope you have the opportunity to try it out.
はい。それではですね、最後に、
Are these nerds like screaming out thanks in Weeblish to him when they're not
昨日はですね、
JP
コンサー
motherfuckers?
トの方でショート版のトレーラーを、公開しましたけども、今日はロング版をご用意してますので、ぜひご覧ください。
So finally, there is something that we wanted to show you. Yesterday, we showed you a short version of a trailer at the Final Fantasy VII concert. But today we have a longer version.
それではお願いします。
All right, please take a look.
The hair physics! I mean, they're the guys that make the Tomb Raider games, so I'm not surprised. No, probably not.
These sewer rats appear to call themselves Avalanche, sir.
You can have it for saving my life. You think he's a keeper?
Oh my god. Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
Hey, everyone's favorite girl.
Have you been a good girl?
Yeah, Tifa and Barrett are romantics.
I heard you're having second thoughts.
I know we have to think big if we're going to make a difference. But not like this. I feel trapped. My turn.
Martial arts!
Get going.
People who love these games are super passionate about these games. I will give them that. But it also turns into from passion to fanaticism at times.
Got you now!
But Tifa is a beloved character, so I don't blame him.
You're not real. You're Cloud. I have a favor to ask of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard! Yeah!
Hold on to that hatred.
Sephiroth was a real edgy boy. With 303-2020. March 3rd, 2020. Hey, it's a statue. Yo! 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 Jesus fuck. Okay, it's The Last of Us. Not The Last of Us. It's whatever this fucking series is. Don't nod.
Hey, just
It's his
something I
fucking
wanted to
series.
see.
Life is Strange kind of shit.
Guys in Seattle.
I don't care about these games
How
whatsoever.
do you feel with us misfits?
Come on! Got ya!
Ready when you are, young master.
Oh my god, this is so exciting.
Oh boy.
My gosh.
I love the setting. It's so beautiful, man.
Time to hit the road.
I just want to fucking...
You'll be fine, Dave.
I don't want them to keep pulling that shit.
Got this.
Starting to be able to control his powers.
Oh no.
Oh, I shouldn't do this.
Is that fucking Markiplier or some shit? Or Jacksepticeye? That was Jacksepticeye or some shit.
Oh my god.
I miss Dad.
They got magic powers. I keep getting them mixed up.
It's the same.
I don't watch either of them really. I just know about them because of memes.
It's the puppy!
The puppy!
We got a puppy!
I mean, you could probably pet the dog in the game, and that's admirable, but at the same time, I also still don't give a shit about this game.
Oh, this is gonna be the cliffhanger. That's so sad! God damn it.
Stop, Daniel. I said stop.
Don't grab me!
That was so intense.
It's my power, not yours.
What the? No, that's the ending, isn't it?
This game is awesome.
Oh, it's already out, so for people who like the series, they can start playing it. Need a smack bitch.
From ages long ago, miasma has blanketed
Yes! This I care about!
crystals.
Crystal Chronicle Remake! I give a shit about this! This will probably make me really want to get a Switch. This is coming to Switch.
These are the chronicles of great.
This is the GameCube version they're showing off, I'm pretty sure. Is this a remake or is this just a port?
If we had no crystals, miasma would consume us all, correct?
Never did I imagine.
This was my childhood. This was one of my childhood games on GameCube.
In online multiplayer mode, caravan with friends wherever they may be. Keep the adventure close.
I want it.
The journey now unfolds on smartphones. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition. This winter, embark on a new
PS4, Switch. Okay, I can get it on PS4. That works. I don't need to buy a Switch for that.
The journey begins.
It's on Steam now.
lead us on our way.
This should be
Yeah, this is already available on Steam.
This world is full of mysteries.
Prepare yourself! I will not lose to you!
Now the true lesson begins!
The hunt is on.
This is the beginning of your end.
Conjure lightning!
This will settle things.
My blade protects those in need.
Now to seal the deal!
Let's end this, shall we?
My brand, I'll strike you down.
I'm ready for you!
This is our chance.
Octopath Traveler.
Yep, Ash on Steam for those who want it. What is this? Is this some... I think this is like Sengoku Basara or one of the, Yeah, it's a spectacle fighter kind of game. Never mind, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I mean, obviously it has like a bit of Japanese mythos stuff. Last Remnant remastered. Okay. Not a game that I played. I'm not. Oh, hey. Well, I'm happy for the people that loved that game and wanted to see a remaster of it. Go pour me a drink? Come on, man.
It's bigger! It's better! It's the one, the only, the builder's builder of the game! It's Dragon Quest Builders 2!
Okay. I was interested in the first Dragon Quest Builders, but it came to PS4 when I didn't have one.
The vile cult that worships destruction has outlawed the building, cooking, and creation of all things, and captured the builders. All hope seems to be lost until you, a young apprentice builder, manages to escape the clutches of evil. Washed up on the deserted shores of the Isle of Awakening, and with the help of your spirited and mysterious companion, Malroth, it is up to you to doff your mallet and club, unravel the riddles of this land, and defeat the hateful children of Harkon. Travel the diverse islands and discover your true potential as a master builder. There is a land of adventure with many islands offering unlimited building combinations. You will have to master new crafting skills on each island, with more to do and even more to create. Everything in Dragon Quest Builders 2 is much, much bigger.
Bigger isn't always better in video games.
A world with more variety and options than ever before, and with a little help from the eager islanders.
But how densely packed is the content?
Humongous, and you'll need your
I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, don't advertise that it's bigger. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Square mileage is awful.
Dive into the watery depths to discover hidden treasures. Climb the highest mountains to catch the sunset.
How do you know they didn't hire him?
Ride home to rest up for your next day of adventure.
And there is a combat system.
Monsters roam this land and will need to be dispatched with cunning composure. Luckily, accompanying you on your quest is the enigmatic Malroth, an aggressive amnesiac with a fondness for fighting foes. Use powerful attacks on the battlefield to take down monstrous beasts.
Harvest. Time to play Harvest Moon.
To till soil, plant seeds, and raise a multitude of crops. Be sure to customize the way you build your fields to support the kind of crops you're growing. Harvest anything from the humble cabbage and wheat to tantalizingly tasty tomatoes. Big projects require big help.
Co-op multiplayer, okay.
You and 3 friends can team up online to build anything you can imagine. Let your creativity run wild. limited your imagination. So call on your friends and build your fate together. The road you build is paved with peril, young builder. Only you can defeat the children of Hargon. Bring an end to destruction and save the world in Dragon Quest Builders 2!
She has twin tails, therefore she's best girl in the game.
Bold luminary. Yggdrasil's chosen.
Well, you're the reincarnation of the luminary.
Oh, it's the new dragon, and it's the newest Dragon Quest like mainline game coming to Switch.
The root of all evil and will bring naught but misery to our realm. You shall not escape me, Darkspawn!
Let's do this. I believe in you. I believe in the luminary.
All right. So port to Switch with new content. I don't think so.
Do not lose heart. Do not look back. Remember, you're...
Cross the Rainbow Bridge to Valhalla and Asgard and the land of the gods. Alright, what's next? What do we got? What are we seeing? Indie devs, okay. Oh, I've heard about that one. Children of Zodiacs, yeah. Seen Wicked Dark. Good Heroes. My Godheads. This one, I was seeing like requests for me to advertise that shit. Rather, like Keymailer was being very lenient on giving keys. Another build 'em up. Italian 1944, Eastern Front. That's what's come out so far. There was only one title in 2019, that's interesting.
Hello everyone, this is Carolina.
Alberto and Carlos Mastreta.
We're a family
That's a
of
racing
motorsport
game.
fans from Mexico, and we're the founders of Original Fire Games.
Over the last few decades, we have seen a fascinating evolution in racing games. And nowadays, you can drive almost any type of car on amazing recreations of the best tracks in the world.
However, we believe it's time to try something different. We want to do this by reviving a style that pioneered racing games decades ago.
Our game mixes top-down racing with a classic, sharp arcade look and tactile driving physics, which brings together a whole range of styles and eras of motorsport.
We are delighted to share this moment with you.
And show a sneak preview of our game, which Square Enix Collective will publish in 2020.
Join us for the ride, and see you again soon.
Alright. This looks cute. It's like Mario Kart minus, like, all the things that make Mario Kart infuriating. It's also a Mexico developer, which I haven't really seen much. Sort of like an old Call of Duty arcadey throwback.
Recaptures the core of classic competitive first-person shooters. You'll need to quickly coordinate strategies with your team on the fly. whilst keeping your movement nimble and your aim precise if you hope to beat out the competition. There are multiple game modes for you and your team to dive into. Test your skills in domination, capture the flag, or team deathmatch, and perfect your tactics in the highly competitive Wartide game mode. Faceit competitive toolset is fully integrated into the game, bringing world-renowned competitive matchmaking, 1v1s, tournaments, rankings...
1v1 me, bitch! Your mom gay!
Kill enemies, win matches, and rank up to demonstrate your Battalion 1944 prowess and unlock visual customization rewards.
Yeah, it's an old-style Call of Duty game. Collateral!
Each season will bring challenges for you to complete and medals to unlock, whilst tracking your in-game accomplishments.
I mean, I've sort of been looking for, like, a throwback to this kind of shit, but I know as soon as I pick it up, I'm going to put it down because I'm going to get shat on, so it's, like...
Halt the Axis offensive in the tracks with the rapid fire.
So I'm sort of interested. I was sort of interested in picking this up when I did see it before.
And a whole host of new weapons just as deadly as their owners. With a range of environments to test your skills in, and a variety of weapons at your disposal, play as a team and compete to be top of the leaderboards. Available now on Steam.
I feel like Square Enix is the only one that's doing, like, a third-party announcer talking about the game at all. Rather than, like, maybe an in-game character talking about it. Music game? Oh, orchestra something or other. Oh, that's a good group of services. Okay. Variety. Kingdom Hearts related. Okay, is this expansion content a side game? No voices. Still Riku and Sora and this bitch from one of the other games. The story of Kingdom Hearts is so unnecessarily convoluted, it makes it impossible for newbies to really get into it. It's like you're wholly reliant on the hardcore original fans. Or people who just don't give a shit about the story. Video Game Donkey did a pretty good video summarizing the story. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind. Okay, they're actually just doing straight up DLC for KH3.
Please welcome Naoki Yoshida, producer and director, Final Fantasy XIV on...
Okay, this is what my brother would care about. Shadowbringers DLC. He's probably already gushed to me about this a little bit.
Hi guys, my name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. 今日はですね、 すみません、短い時間ですが、僕からはいよいよこの7月2日発売となるファイナルファンタジー14拡張パッケージ第3弾漆黒のヴィランズの紹介をさせていただきます。
So we'd like to take a little bit of your time to show off Shadowbringers Final Fantasy XIV's third expansion pack, which is releasing on July the 2nd.
Well, I know my brother's not going to be available on that day.
レルムリボーンが発売されてから、6年が経ちました。なんと世界で累計登録アカウント数1600万を突破し、なんとこのですね、漆黒のヴィランズの発売を前にして、有料会員数も過去最高を、更新することができました。これらはすべて世界中のプレイヤー光の戦士の皆さんのおかげです。この場を借りて改めてお礼申し上げます。
It's been 6 years since the release of A Realm Reborn in 2013, and over the years we have surpassed 16 million total registered users. Plus, we have reached the highest number of active subscribers in history, in its history, before the launch of Shadowbringers. This is all thanks to our players, our warriors of light.
Yay!
このシャドーブリンガーズではですね、拡張パッケージにとどまらない新作 RPG1 本分のボリュームとそしてゲーム体験をお届けしたいと思います。
We view Shadowbringers as more than a simple expansion pack, but as a new game filled with volume and gameplay experiences that are comparable to a brand new standalone RPG title.
また新ジョブであるガンブレーカー、それから踊り子、新種族のロスが
Yeah, they're adding like Gunblade kind of class, aren't they?
ファンタジー14を始める皆さんにも多数の新規の要素が用意されています。
And there's so many new elements in the game for those who have yet to play Final Fantasy XIV, including 2 new jobs, the Gunbreaker and the Dancer, as well as 2 new playable races, the Frothgar and the Viera.
So Viera, they're adding the friggin' bunny cat girl weird things from the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced universe. The Frothgar, I don't recall.
That's the latest installment in the Final Fantasy franchise for our fans to enjoy, at least until 2020 March 3rd, when Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out.
It already has. They've already existed for a while. It's just going to get worse. They were in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2. They were in Final Fantasy 12, I'm pretty sure. One of those.
Please take a look.
There is a apparently quite compelling story to these games.
And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when.
In that chaotic no man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in.
Time and space warp into bullshit.
What Urianger saw.
So this is essentially just going over my head because I don't know the lore well enough.
That's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back.
Cross time and space.
The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down,
That's a Viera.
has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether, relinquished by its predecessor.
Hrothgar is 100% inspired by Norse mythology, I can tell you that much, because that 100% sounds like a Norse name.
Sin Eaters are part of Yulmor's society. But they must be fed with ether. Living ether.
Gun sword. Viera.
This world is beyond.
I don't know what the Frothgar look like.
Like those who try to save it. This world has had its fill of heroes.
No, sorry, the cat girls aren't it. The bunny girls are the Viera. I'm just assuming anything with animal ears is Viera. I've been misleading you. Been a while since I played FFDA, so I forgot what they look like. They're also female only as a race.
Everything we gave. What was it for?
Red Mage. Apparently one of the lesser classes. I don't know how Dancer is gonna work. Maybe like a Bard as a support healer. I mean, like a support mage. Something like that. I don't know. I'll have to ask my brother. He probably already knows more about this game than they're letting on because he pays super attention considering how much he's into.
One possessed of her blessing.
Through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard, but it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods, but...
They are gods after a fashion, yes. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
That's some big reveal or some shit. Weeb game fans are passionate. Techland! This is going to be something away from what we've been doing so far. This is a zombie game. Okay. Is this Dying Light 2? This is Dying Light 2. One. I think this is Dying Light 2. Yeah. Pretty sure, actually. This is Dying Light 2. I recognize that tower from earlier stuff they showed. This is Dying Light 2 100%. I can guarantee that for you. I don't actually think this is in-game engine. Actually, this might actually be gameplay nowadays. But I think it's, like, done up a little bit as well. Yeah, this is Dying Light 2. Spring of next year. Okay. I'll have to finish Dying Light by then. And the DLCs or whatever. Oh. They really like their whole entire, like, gold picture frames thing. All right. New lobster. This actually looks really cute. I like the world map at least. Oh, and they're both coming to Steam. Okay. Cool. Show us the shittier video of that one guy recording it.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Enjoyed by fans the world over, has surpassed 39 million downloads. Now, Square Enix
This is
proudly
their
presents
mobile
the
game.
international reveal of a new title born from the FFBE universe. War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. These two titles, FFBE and War of the Visions, will be the pillars of the growing world of Lapis.
Okay.
This is the story of Ardora, a continent of Lapis. A tiny spark here ignites the flames that would embroil the entire continent in conflict. A conflict later spoken of.
Final Fantasy is Square Enix's biggest IP. It's what effectively saved the company, yo. They were gonna go into bankruptcy if the original Final Fantasy didn't go well, so it's their flagship title. Their flagship series.
Horn, the great Western Kingdom, governed by a policy of peace, and its brave and wise king.
Cute chick.
Fennis, where the king of the savages has organized the barbarian tribes into Ardora's mightiest militant state.
Hey, look, the crazies.
The Great Eastern Kingdom, over which reigns its icy despot. Crystal Sanctum, a religious city-state with believers throughout Ardora, founded by one who claims to be God. Each burdened with its own dignity. Thus is the curtain drawn on a struggle in which the fate of...
Oh, it's a tactical RPG. I immediately care more. I immediately actually give any semblance of a damn now that they've shown footage and it's a tactical RPG. Okay, I might be interested in this.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Now in development.
The tactical RPG. Final Fantasy Tactics like. They haven't done that in ages, so I'm looking forward to that. Reasonable Judgment and Bulletstorm. People can fly. We're in it. Alright. Sci-fi? Yep, definitely sci-fi shit. Hostile planet. Really pretty. Okay. Really pretty tends to be easy nowadays, to be honest. Like, if they don't make their games really pretty or aesthetically pleasing, then they just don't actually care about it in this modern day. Now, uniquely pretty is a little bit harder. Let the world burn. Oh! Hello! This be some alien-ass shit. Okay. Magic and aliens and guns and sci-fi. Okay, okay. I'm intrigued. You've perked my interest. Now I just need to know actual gameplay shit. Damn, some big-ass gates. Summer of next year. We don't have any details. It just says PC. It doesn't say Steam. That tells me nothing. Other than, like, theme
Please
and
welcome
aesthetic.
Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head. People can fly.
Wojciechowski? Yeah, I felt like legally obligated to make that shitty joke.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sebastian Wojciechowski, studio head at People Can Fly, the studio behind Bulletstorm and Gears of War Judgment. Yeah, any Bulletstorm fans in the house? All right. Wow, let me tell you, it feels great to be here and feels amazing to be able to finally announce Outriders. I'd like to thank the team at People Can Fly. You guys are amazing, and I know that some of you are watching this live, even though it's 4 a.m. in the morning in Poland, so make a noise for them, please. Thank you.
Hey, girl.
And of course, Square Enix for the help and support as we work together on this exciting new IP. You know, over the past few years,
Stalker Call of Cthulhu.
over 200 developers and 4 studios across Poland, the UK, and most recently the US to bring you what is our most ambitious shooter to date. To present more of our vision, I would like to take this moment to introduce a short video from our game director, Bartek Mita. So thanks a lot. More on Outriders this winter. Thank you.
We actually getting gameplay? I feel like I've heard that same eerie noise at the beginning of too many things.
It's our passion. And it's what we do. Outriders.
Okay, so it's like a third-person action game.
From all our previous
That's all I got from that brief preview of watching on that one monitor in the background.
It's a game we wanted to make for a very long time.
You're building up suspense for this kind of shit.
We describe Outriders as a dark, modern shooter built with traditional values. By that, I mean we are creating an experience with a strong story that you can enjoy with your friends or on your own. We want to tell a complete story.
Alright.
We are confident we are building a shooter with a powerful gunplay, incredible weaponry, and a hostile new world we want to spend many hours in. It's a game we've had in our heads ever since People Can.
Yeah, real life graphics are shit. Preferred them in the Atari age.
1, 2, or 3-player, drop in, drop out, co-op shooter. In our game, you will create your own Outrider and journey across
Alright, character
the
customization.
hostile in search of the source of a mysterious signal. It's a pretty dark and unforgiving world, and yes, there is a lot.
Looks pretty as fuck.
game,
Like,
but
at least the natural areas. I've always loved, like, over-exaggeratedly, like, cities overgrown with vines and stuff, but, like, multicolored and interesting like that. And they give me some of that aesthetic, so I'm more interested because of that. But they didn't really even show any gameplay, to be honest. It was, like, in the background on monitors in their workshop.
Reincarnation is the foundation of our way of life.
I thought I was about to start playing one of the songs from the Final Fantasy Tactics soundtrack, and I was disappointed when it wasn't. I want to revive Final Fantasy Tactics or Ogre Battle, and the dude who made it, like directed all those games, has talked about it vaguely.
There is no greater affront to reincarnation. So we turn our grief to joy as we send off the dead.
Yeah, celebrate the dead. Celebrate their life instead of mourning their loss. That's how I think it should be.
Those who held back their tears in life still need salvation in death.
Final Fantasy Tactics was my fucking childhood, yo.
A duty that falls to the Watchers.
I need to continue my playthrough of it, actually.
The Watchers sever the bonds that tie the lost to
Final Fantasy Tactics and Legend of Mana were both my childhood. I still hold solid places for them. Final Fantasy Tactics is probably the reason why I like strategy games as much as I do.
End the dead They prize life above all else.
This is interesting. Strange sort of top-down 3D action. I don't really think this is gonna be my jam, though.
This is the story of one watcher.
Alright, so this is JP. Like, Japanese feudal stuff. It comes out on my birthday! Oninaki comes out on August 22nd. That's my birthday. Okay. Final Fantasy VIII getting a re-release on like Nintendo Switch and PC and stuff. Okay. Yes. Walking gunblade shit, man. Yeah, if you really like the Final Fantasy games, you're loving this year. This is like fucking amazing. But if you're me, the like one person in this audience who really just wants Final Fantasy Tactics or Ogre Battle to come back, then still no dice. Yeah, every single major console and PC. Okay. In-engine footage. Obviously, other people know what this is. Oh, this is Marvel. Fuck. I don't give a shit! Ah! My dad really didn't like the new movie, by the way. He just thought it dragged on and on and on. I have not seen any of them, but that's all I know that my dad said. Also, Thor was a bearded redhead in mythology. You made him a hot blonde guy. Fuck you. He was actually somewhat of a dumb, bearded redhead dude. Gingers need to be represented in media better. And you took away the only one. Gingers have souls! Except when they don't, which is most of the time.
What's your status?
There are humans trapped, not a small angry men with guns.
Is that a joke? Did Thor make a joke? Cap, they got pulsar tanks.
Tony, Thor, the cables! Cap, what's going on over there?
Oh, Hell is represented in Marvel lore? They probably did Hell wrong, too. Does she look like a normal human being? If so, they did her wrong.
Some say they were set up.
Hell wasn't really a villainess in Norse mythology. Hell was like
That was the question, Bruce.
Loki's sister? No! Hell was Loki's daughter! What the fuck?
That's not how this story ends.
That's dumb as fuck. Ah! Cancel Marvel. Just cancel Marvel.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I can see why you're pissed. They don't represent Norse mythology well. I literally just like 3 days ago finished my audiobook on Norse mythology.
Please welcome Sean Eskai, Creative Director, Crystal Dynamics, and Bill Roseman, Vice President and...
One thing I will give them is that they portray Loki like a complete and utter fucking like mischievous cocksucker, which he really was, so good job. Kudos to you for portraying Loki right.
Yeah.
But where's the part where Loki turns into a horse and fucks the giant dude's horse and makes the best steed in existence?
Thank you, everyone. We are incredibly excited to reveal Marvel's Avengers to the world. A few years ago, Crystal Dynamics and Marvel began collaborating on an original Avengers game. One that combined epic action-adventure with cinematic storytelling. A game where we as players can experience in both single-player and co-op what it's like to be Earth's mightiest heroes.
Do I have any true believers in the house? Yes!
Fenrir, listening to the story of Fenrir, I felt really bad for Fenrir, and I felt like the gods were a bunch of dipshits.
They're unique to this game, as this is Crystal's interpretation of these iconic characters.
Our story begins at A-Day, as San Francisco celebrates the opening of the Avengers West Coast headquarters, and the team's custom helicarrier, outfitted with a strange experimental energy source. However, the day turns deadly when an attempt to steal this new technology.
The All-Father.
Massive destruction. Blamed for the tragedy, the Avengers are outlawed, and our heroes disband.
I mean, Fenrir is a significant part of Ragnarok and the end of the world, so...
Threatens the world. And
it's mainly because the gods were a bunch of pricks to him.
Mightiest heroes.
He's also the reason why Tyr doesn't have one of his hands.
In an all-new original story showcasing authentic Marvel heroism and humanity. It's about losing what matters to you most.
Yep.
And fighting to get it
kills
back.
Odin. Spoiler.
Yeah! Yeah!
Just remember,
most importantly,
whenever you're making shoes,
in the face of
any of the excess leather that you cut off from when you're making shoes, make sure you throw it away, because every scrap of leather from shoes that gets tossed away is used in effectively kicking Fenrir's ass at the end of days.
You'll call down the lightning as the Asgardian god of thunder, Thor. You'll channel the anger of scientist Bruce Banner by unleashing the Hulk. You'll gather intel and strike swiftly as the ultimate tactical spy, Black Widow. And finally, you'll blast through the sky as the charismatic Tony Stark, known to the wider world as the Armored Iron Man.
To bring this incredible story to life, we've assembled an all-star cast. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Jormungandr and Thor kill each other.
Avengers assembled.
If Fenrir were true to his size as portrayed in the stories, he would be bigger than Jormungandr at the end of days.
Captain America. I'm Travis Willingham, and I play Thor.
Hi, I'm Laura Bailey, and I'm playing Black Widow.
Hi, I'm Nolan North, and I play Tony Stark. There's certain characters I don't think you ever have to be
talked into.
Yeah.
You know, so we'd like to have you play Tony Stark, Iron Man. Yeah, yes. You know, everybody always portrays him as this super confident character, and I think it's a mask for him. I think he's one of the most vulnerable guys.
I think Bruce is just such a cool character. A lot of people are really quick to bring out the big green, but I think that Bruce is a super complex character. It's fun, and I've never played him before.
What is very relatable about Natasha is she's extremely capable, but she's at the core, she's human. She's surrounded by all of this larger-than-life stuff, and she has to step up to it.
I feel like Thor got really interesting in the last 10 or 15 years. For me, I like where he's kind of landed in the public eye, you know.
One of the things I think is cool about Cap is I never feel like he necessarily wants to be a leader. He accepts that he is. I feel like sometimes the best leaders are the ones who don't necessarily want to be, but they're right for the job.
Having an original story to tell as well, what they've done at Crystal Dynamics is great, so I think everybody's going to be pretty stoked.
The Avengers are at their best when they are all together, but the chemistry is do not shake.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Can't wait for you to be able to play the game.
Loki had
Right
way
now,
too many kids.
You don't have to wait for some exclusive content.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, probably because you're not American.
Danger to society. That was the question, Bruce. That was the question.
Did you even check the science? Did you check
It was a
the science?
heist, Bruce.
No.
We were outsmarted.
The Terrigen reactor was unstable, and you knew that, and you still paraded it before the entire world.
So what? We just give up?
We didn't give up, Tony. We failed. At least I can admit that. No, we failed him. We failed him.
Please welcome Scott Amos, Head of Studio, and Megan Marie, Senior Community and Social Media Manager, Crystal Dynamics.
Okay, apparently she has a fan club.
Hello, E3.
I just have stopped caring much about
You've just seen
Marvel. Not that I really was a huge Marvel nerd in the first place.
Of Marvel.
I saw one of the Captain America movies.
Beginning of this adventure.
That was about the extent of it.
Avengers delivers a narrative over multiple years.
Where's the BRB symbol that nobody told me about for the longest time? It's deleted and gone.
You and your friends are stronger together. You'll assemble into teams of up to 4 players online where you can master extraordinary abilities, where you can customize a growing roster of heroes and defend the Earth from ever-escalating threats. Oh yes, oh yes. And to make sure everyone comes on this journey with us, we're incredibly thrilled to announce that every new superhero and every new region will be delivered at no additional cost. Oh yeah.
So our promise to the community
Who will protect us from
have
trains?
random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
Yeah. This game represents a collaboration across Crystal Dynamics.
It's sad that in this day and age, this has to be something to cheer for. That they're not going to fuck us
These
over.
guys are here. Nixie Software, our new Crystal Northwest studio, and everyone at Square Enix.
So our game is about embracing your powers and living.
Just
your
fucking ignored. Good.
We have an exclusive game.
I love you too, random stranger.
More of the core campaign, its original story, and our superheroes in action.
So, Marvel's Avengers will release worldwide.
Stop screaming at them! Let them speak, you dipshit motherfuckers!
We got you covered.
Every time you scream in the theater, you should be fined $100.
Surprises to the PlayStation audience.
Only do it when it's worth it for you.
Including early beta access and unique benefits that we'll be revealing in the future. But before we go, we have one final glimpse into our world, including when you'll get to play this game. This
Never.
is what's next for the Avengers. Thank you, true believers.
Gonna have catapults set under those seats, so whenever they scream, they just get, yes, ejector seats. I 100% agree.
Progress, Hank?
I have a plan, but it's risky.
Hank, that doesn't look ready.
Come on, Tony, live a little.
Unbelievable. It worked.
It's sort of cute when they're small.
Ah, didn't doubt you for a second, Hank.
I have no clue who that is. I wouldn't mind our little robot spider companion. And that would be the end. Alright, so that was candy for anyone who likes Final Fantasy, essentially. I care about this. Wish I could go back in time a little bit just to have that screen. Dying Light 2, that's about the extent of what I really cared about. Oh, and Crystal Chronicles Remastered. That was my childhood. That's something I want to relive. And it's coming to PS4, so I'll be able to grab it. I don't think they said Steam, so there's no PC release of that. Which sucks a little bit, because that's where I would prefer, but yeah. I'm definitely going to get Crystal Chronicles. I would invite you guys to join me if you want to, but I know it's not necessarily your guys' thing. It's more of like an action game. Like, it's a top-down sort of action-y game compared to the rest of the Final Fantasy universe. So, well, except for, like, newer titles. It was, like, one of the earlier ones that wasn't, like, just turn-based. It was based on the idea of being, like, a 4-player co-op thing, but back in the day, it was on GameCube, and the way you did co-op was you had to have separate Game Boy Advance systems to accompany it, to act as the other people, and it was a really dumb, gimmicky system, so it's one of those games that needs a rework to be feasible in the modern day, because you can't emulate that shit well. It's probably, if anybody's figured it out, it's probably a super convoluted process that barely works, so, hey. You mean, oh yeah, you're talking about Devolver Digital's thing from last night. Yeah, Devolver Digital are pretty fucking great, yo. We are going to call it here. I don't really have anything excessively fancy to say, to be honest. We are going to head into... Actually, this gentleman I know who's playing, funnily enough, Final Fantasy Tactics, a modded version of the game, mind you. You can see it, the crossbow, Cerobo mod. Crossbows already existed. So I don't know what it does 100% the game, but give it a look-see. Take care.